Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sandhya Khedekar. I am very happy to see you all here, and let me congratulate you first for being in this era of knowledge where our students are very eager to learn with the help of technology and they are very techno savvy. Today we are going to discuss about future online jobs of teachers and the status of higher education. So let me first tell you that in this lockdown period maximum people are using internet, and I'm very happy to see the enthusiasm of the students who are learning online and they are trying to do new courses online. If you see many universities, they are providing online courses, like Harvard University also they are providing free online courses. If you go on any university, you will find out many e-learning courses are coming out, and many teachers, professors, they are voluntarily teaching students online. This is a very positive picture of this lockdown period I saw in the field of technology. So let us begin with the topic. Before beginning, I would like to show you one small video of 2 and 5 minutes, and let me tell you about the videos and pictures I am going to share in the presentation and in the videos. All the pictures are taken where there is a permission that they can be reused. Copyrighted pictures are not included here. Even for the videos also, it is taken care of that all the makers of the video, they are ready to reuse the material for education purpose. So let us begin with the video. This video is made by Daniel Nemrov. You can see here. Beautifully it is designed that how future classroom will look. You can see. Wow, that's so nice that we will be using virtual classrooms and we will be using artificial intelligence also in the classroom situation. So let us begin with our today's topic, that is future online jobs for teachers and higher education. All of you must have read about new National Education Policy Draft 2019, which says that we are going to merge 40,000 colleges into 14,000 colleges. That means we are going to reduce the number of colleges. And one thought always came into my mind: what about those 26,000 colleges who are going to merge, who are going to make themselves multidisciplinary? And what about those staff members of those 26,000 colleges of standalone courses who are again going to merge in multidisciplinary as it is? Is it possible? Are we ready for this change? And are there any plannings that can be incorporated in higher education? So let me tell you one thing, that internet users are increasing day by day. Our students are more on internet rather than in classroom. All of us know that. And teacher's role is going to change, because you know that in few seconds we can do Google search. I will show you one demo about it. If you go on Google page and you want to search something, suppose I am typing here future online jobs. Okay, when I click, see the result over here. You can see in 0.39 seconds Google is giving you these many millions. You can read, I am very poor in maths. So these many million results are there in 0.39 seconds. And if you surf thousands and thousands of pages, you will see about the online future jobs. And it is going to happen, my friends, because the era is changing, need of higher education is changing, students' demand is changing, and we have to change accordingly. For that, every teacher must be techno-savvy. It is a need of an hour. Because modern children, they think differently and they have different views. As we can see in this slide, children raised with the computer think differently from the rest. They develop hypertext minds, they leap around. One more thought is linear processes that dominate educational systems now can actually retard learning for brains developed through game and web surfing processes on the computer. Because people are made, not born. If we think of growth mindset, we have to do differently in teaching learning process. We have to adapt many new methods of teaching, because I always believe that every child is shaped by the mind of a teacher. Whatever teacher thinks, teacher give that kind of activity. And as we say that ultimate goal of education is all-round development of a child, and teacher is very much responsible for making this all-round development of a child, because students always do what we do, they never do what we say. So what is our behavior as a teacher? If we are techno savvy, student will use technology. If we are guiding them in a proper way, they will learn technology in a proper way. So likewise, and nowadays we are having an amazing tool in our hand, that is our mobile. It is amazing to find out how much information a mobile device can carry despite its lightweight. And nowadays in higher education, if you see, all the students carry very good Android phones. So if you see, teacher, if we are doing online job in future, and we have to, I think it is a necessity. So top 5 new higher skills are communication skill, honesty or integrity, teamwork skill, interpersonal skills, and strong work ethic. These are the necessary skills for future online jobs. If you think of Bloom's taxonomy, you can see in this figure that we go from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. Bloom's taxonomy says first thing comes, that is knowledge, then comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. But if we go to the next figure, that is Bloom's version 2.0, you can see knowledge is, remember, down in the lowest part. Then understand, describe, explain. Then comes apply, then analyze, evaluate, and create is the most important option in Bloom's version 2.0, because creation of knowledge, creation of something that is new, that is very essential in teaching learning process. So what are the 21st century skills? All of us already know that life and career skills, learning and innovation skill, information media, and technology skills. As Government of India already emphasizes on skill based society or the skill based student, I think it is very much necessary to master all these skills. So what is effective teaching? I think it's not necessary to tell all of you. You all are already master. You know how to teach effectively. But I'm going to give you some skills that are necessary for a teacher to master teaching if we are thinking of future that we will be teaching online mostly. Because building community and reflective practitioners through technology, it is very essential aspect nowadays. You must have heard about this word and many of us are using it, that is open educational resources. Let us see what is open educational resources. I am going to show one small video about it. So let us watch this video.
Education is vital. It enriches our lives, sustains our communities, and helps us grow into the future. At least, that's the idea. Truth is, education as we know it is failing millions around the world. Take Tando, for example. He's a bright kid with big dreams, but the education he's getting is holding him back. You see, Tando's school can't afford the latest learning materials, so he has to work with textbooks that are completely outdated. To make matters worse, Tando's teacher is also left using outdated information, often without even realizing it. And even if he manages to overcome this and gets into college, the cost of all the lessons, books, and notes he needs will land Tando in a pile of debt. It's not just Tando. This situation is being replayed in schools and colleges all around the world. So much for education for all. So how can we fix things? The answer lies in open education. Open education is a global movement that aims to bring quality education to teachers and students everywhere. The basic idea is to put top-notch learning materials on the web that anyone can access for free. You see, unlike textbooks, open ed resources can always be revised, so they're never out of date. Teachers are given free license to adapt them and improve them, giving students exactly what they need to achieve their dreams. As all open ed resources are free to share, schools are no longer limited by where they are or how much money they have. And if you think open education doesn't make the grade, think again. Open ed resources are being created by the world's most respected institutions and scholars. And the Obama administration is set to invest up to $2 billion in open ed in the next 4 years alone. From the highest branches of government right down to grassroots level, open education is changing lives. Visit creativecommons.org/education to learn more.
Dear friends, I am using these videos directly from online YouTube. Let me show you how to select video when you are using it for education purpose. When I go on YouTube and I have selected this video to show you, there is one option down, published on this date. This video was created by Blink Tower, and this is most essential aspect you have to see, that here it is written license, Creative Commons Attribution License, and reuse allowed. If it is written that reuse is allowed, you can use this video. Otherwise, if you are using any copyrighted video or if you are using any copyrighted figure or any material, there will be always a problem. So be careful about these things while you are using any online material for your students. One more thing I would like to show you here. If we are using any image for education purpose, suppose I want here an image of rose, so I have just typed in Google rose. So you can select on images. When you go on images, you will get number of images of roses. But how we will come to know that which image should we select? So here there is an option called tools. Go in the tools. Again there will be some options here: size, color, usage rights, type and time. You can select usage rights and you can see here not filtered by license, as randomly I have selected all these figures. Here one more option is labeled for reuse with modification, labeled for reuse, labeled for non-commercial reuse with modification, labeled for non-commercial reuse. You can choose any option as per your requirement. If you want to reuse as it is, you can select this. If you want to do some modification, you can use this. If you are using for non-commercial purpose, reuse with modification is allowed. So when we select any option, suppose I select this, so I will get those images where reuse is allowed. I can copy and paste the image as it is wherever I want to make my presentation. So by now you must have got idea about open education resources which is available freely. So let us see more about it. What is OER, that is Open Educational Resource? Because this is very necessary when we are using any technology, when you are doing a job of future online teacher. So OERs are freely publicly accessible materials, resources for any user to use, openly licensed text, media and other digital assets, useful for teaching, learning and assessing research purposes, available to remix, improve and redistribute. If you want to use any figure or any image or any material which is copyrighted, you have to take permission from the author if you want to use as it is or with modification. So don't copy and paste anything which is copyrighted. Be careful about it, otherwise there will be a big trouble in future. So there is always a question in my mind: how many years do we plan to teach? If we plan to teach for 20 years, if I am retiring in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, so we have to always calculate that how many years I am planning to teach. Because we Indians, we are very much good planner, financial planner, but when it comes to teaching, are we planned for next 20 years? Suppose my service is for next 20 years and I am going to retire after 20 years. Then if my plan is ready for next 20 years, that what kind of classrooms I have to face, what kind of students will be there in future, and how should be I updated always, that what knowledge I have to gain, what technology I have to learn, and to face future classroom, am I ready? That is very necessary to ask ourselves. And we have to make strategies, we have to make plans for future teaching. If we are not making any plans, we are not making any strategies, then we will be always in troubles. So these are some of the tools and skills I am going to show you. Most of you who are very techno-savvy teachers, professor, academicians, you all must be knowing about it. But still I am showing you some of the tools and skills which are very necessary. You must have heard about all this or must have used about this. Voice typing Gboard, WhatsApp Web, Xmind tool, YouTube, Camstasia, participating in MOOC, Edmodo, Presentation Tube and so many. Right now I am recording this video on Presentation Tube. This is a screenshot of voice typing. If you have a Google Gmail ID and go in the Docs, and in Google Docs you are having option of voice typing. You can easily type your voice. It is very useful, my friends, because many times I face difficulty typing Marathi. I don't know Marathi typing. So what I did is I used Google Docs and I went on voice typing, and it's very easy. You just have to speak in front of the mic and it will get automatically typed. And again one more feature is there: you can translate in any language you want in the world, whatever you have voice typed. It is very effective tool. WhatsApp Web, many of you might be using that. Our WhatsApp can be accessed on your computer or laptop. You just have to go to menu and settings and WhatsApp Web, and then you have to Just go on the screen and click. You will get the your WhatsApp on your laptop or PC, and any image or any material, study material you want to upload or you want to copy from Google, it's very easy with this application. Xmind tool is mostly used to create images, to create graphs. It is very useful tool. YouTube, all of us know, downloading video, creating channel, uploading video. Nowadays many teachers, they are creating their own videos. It's for free and it's very easy to make, and it is a very powerful to go to number of students. Here I have given one childhood riddle. What is it that does not get reduced after sharing with someone else? You must have given the answer, knowledge. And it's correct. Forget it. I'm just checking that you are awake or you are sleeping. A practical definition of OER can be open educational resources. OER are content, text, images, videos, audio, presentation, etc. with an open license. And why OER? It reduces cost, enhance access, improve quality, and copyright material. If you see this kind of sign, we see at the end of any research paper or any material or any text or any image or any video, if it is copyrighted, then it's not fair to use without permission of author. And when you see this kind of sign, that is O, this is open license, it means it creates most freely accessible material. You can use it. Its content, documentation license it is open license, so anybody can use it easily. These Creative Commons licenses, you can see some of the signs I have given here. So because of the time constraint, I will not be able to explain each and everything, but just go on the Creative Commons website. Here it is written Creative Commons. Go on the Creative Commons website and you will get the meaning of all the signs which are given Creative Commons licenses. So how to search OER? What is the best OER? As a teacher, if I want to search, how to go about it? See, Google Advanced Search is there, Creative Commons Search is there. We just know about Google, but there are many other things that we can search on. Jorum is there, Expert is there, Connecting Repositories, Base, Free Full PDF, Directory of OER. Then we have major OER platforms, and I have taken it from Creative Commons website and I am putting it as it is, and it was freely available, so I am putting with their logo, Commonwealth of Learning. And these are some of the platforms where you will find OERs easily. Wikipedia, Wikieducator, Connections, MIT OpenCourseware, then FlexiLearn is there, OpenLearn is there, Open Commons, so many options you will get if you want to find OER. These are some of the websites I am sharing over here. You can see it later also, and you will be easily able to access any of the website, and you will get very beautiful OERs available for the teaching learning purpose. So now here comes, intentionally I have put here it in Marathi. Today morning I have spoken with one secondary teacher. He stays in very rural area near Sindhudurga in Konkan. His name is Shamsuddin Attar, a secondary school teacher in Jilla Parishad school, where he is tremendously making difference in life of students with help of technology. Why I am sharing his example? I met him in one faculty development program, I think at Nasik. And while interacting, I came to know that he has designed many applications for secondary students, and he is using it for students' learning. And very efficiently he used all these tools, and he shared that in his school near Sindhudurg, it's in a very rural place where there is no electricity. Electricity is only there for 1 or 2 days in a week. There is no internet facility. There are no computers in the school. but still that teacher is making a difference. I am really impressed by the way such teachers are working in rural area. We can really make difference in life of those students who are not having technology, who don't get any kind of access to the internet. What this teacher does, he actually approached to students who want to learn with help of technology. He made some groups and he started doing some applications. He learned many things technically. He used to travel on bicycle for few kilometers to get internet, to get the facility of computer. He used to copy all the material with the help of his school. He actually had one computer in school, and on that computer, sometimes without electricity, sometimes without internet facility, whenever it is available, he used to teach students with help of technology. And these slides are made by him, so I am sharing this. GeoGebra is one of the application we can use for mathematics teaching. It is an open source software, so any teacher can use it. Very beautiful videos we can make of algebra and geometry is GeoGebra. It's about geometry and algebra, so it's beautiful application that all mathematics teacher can use and make students aware about it and make beautiful tools and develop the skill of mathematics of students. Then one more is fate simulation. It is useful for mathematics, science, and some few languages also. It is very much useful for teaching. TED Talk, I think all of you must know about this, but this teacher, he used it for his students and he asked those students who are in Jilla Parishad school, and these students made their own TED Talk. They recorded their videos, and it was possible that some of students are going internationally, and very beautifully he is designing the courses. He is on YouTube. You can check with Mr. Attar, and I really salute passion of these kind of teachers. In spite of any technology, in spite of any facility, these teachers in rural in India, they are really making difference in life of students and they are doing their best. Then graspable math is one of the application which is useful for again mathematics students. Test modes is there where students can learn with the help of website, and we can give examinations. We can conduct online examinations of students and some practice lessons can be given to them. Google Group is there. I think most of us are using it. So giving online homework to the students, this app can be used. Google Translator, very beautiful thing I have ever seen, because there are many times a language barrier. As I am a Marathi medium student, still I don't know how to type in Marathi. So I used it mostly for Marathi translation, and if I want to translate it in Hindi, because most of us we find it difficult to type in Hindi and Marathi, and we can translate it. We can just speak on Google voice typing in English, and it will get translated in Marathi or Hindi, in whichever language you want, with the help of Google Translate. Skype is also there. With the help of Skype we can go online and we can teach students virtually. Those students who cannot attend the classes, those who are studying from online, who are studying from distance education, Skype can be used for them. Then Moodle is there. Blackboard, one of the app is Blackboard is there. National Digital Library, you can see here, NDL India is designed to hold content of any language and provides interface support for leading Indian languages. It is being arranged to provide support for all academic levels, including researchers and lifelong learners. It is one of the best national digital library where you will get all the resources you want freely. Then World Digital Library is there. So in this you can see it is designed by US Library of Congress, carried out with the support of the United Nations Educational, Cultural and Scientific Organization and in cooperation with libraries. So you will get very beautiful material, OER material also on this World Digital Library. Then we have implemented, most of the librarians in higher education institutions, they are using this application. So we are very familiar about it. Shodh Ganga is there. It is very, very useful for all the researchers. Those who have done PhD, they must have used this Shodh Ganga. So you will get beautiful researches, all PhD thesis. Just click on the topic whatever you want and you will get ready-made thesis, and you can refer those theses, you can get knowledge, you can read, and it's very, very useful for researchers. Shodh Gangotri is there. Again, you will find some beautiful articles, synopsis, research proposals on this website. Then Delnet is there. It is developing library network. Again, if you want any kind of book, any study material, you will get on Delnet. EPG Pathshala, all of us are aware that MHRD, it is the initiative of MHRD, National Mission on Educational through ICT, being executed by the UGC, the content and its quality being the key component of education. And e-content, interactive content is there in 70 subjects across all disciplines of science, arts, fine arts and humanities. So this is very, very useful for the students also and for the teachers also. If any teacher or professor want to upload his or her video, you can upload it and you will get paid also by MHRD. So this is very much useful. One more is Open Access Library, that is OAL. Again, the books about social sciences you will get here. It is one of the beautiful tool you can see. DOAJ, that is Directory of Open Access Journals. It is launched in 2003 at Sweden and 300 open access journals are there. What is open access again? You can use it freely. You can open it freely. You don't have to pay for anything. That is open access. eGyanKosh is there. Again, it is a national digital repository where distance learning institutions in the country, they are using it widely. IGNOU is especially using it. Book Ganga is there. Just if you want to read any book, if you want to purchase any book, just go on the site of Book Ganga, put the name of the book or put the name of the author. You will get the book easily and it will be get delivered on your address. JSTOR is there. It is again a digital library, and 12 million academic journal articles, books and primary sources are there in 75 disciplines. So it is one of the best website I have ever visited. You will get access to many things you want to learn, you want to teach. Wikisource is there. It's very simple to know. Google Books are there. Google Book Search, even printed books, and nowadays if you can see audio books are also there. Go on Google, type audiobook, and if you are not very good reader, you can just listen to the books. OpenDOAR is there. Again, it is a repository where you will get all the study material and books. NPTEL, we all of us know, National Program on Technology Enabled Learning. It was initiated by 7 Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, Delhi, Kanpur, Kharagpur, Madras, Guwahati and Roorkee. So you will get many things related to computer science, engineering, electrical engineering, electronics and communication engineering and mechanical engineering also. Project Oscar is there. It is open source again. So you will get all the material, study material freely on this website. Agropedia, if you are a person who wants information about agriculture in India, you will get a beautiful material, beautiful books, text, images, presentations on this website of Agropedia. NCERT, those who are related to schools, colleges and teaching online, you will get beautiful material on NCT for pre-service and in-service training of teachers. So all the teachers, you must make use of this study material available on NCERT website. Swayam is also there. Nowadays, many of the professors and teachers, they are doing online courses. like faculty development program, short-term courses are there, refresher courses are there, and this is a program initiated by Government of India. All the courses are free. For few courses you have to pay money for online examination only, otherwise courses are free. You can access, because this is a 3 cardinal principle of education policy, that is access, equity and quality. The objective of this effort is to take the best teaching learning resources to all, and Swayam is doing fabulous job, and very beautiful courses are available here, and any teacher, any professor in college, university can do this course and enroll this course. So this is a very good opportunity in lockdown period, that we must do some refresher courses or some short-term courses or some faculty development programs on Swayam. Most popular approach today is online learning, as already we have discussed. So these are some of the websites where you can go, that is Blackboard, WebCT, eCollege. I have mentioned many here. You just go through it and you can use all these websites. Now here is one of the list of best websites for online teaching jobs. If you want to be a future online teacher, just go on Higher Ed Jobs and click on the website, and they will ask you for your resume. You just post your resume and you will get many options. Here I have given some of the websites. Go on any website and post your resume and you will get beautiful opportunities. Even in India, out of India also, if you want to go, you want to teach, you can be online tutor, you can be an online counselor, you can go and learn many courses of other universities, you can be professor there, you can teach to students of other universities also through online mode. Because being a teacher in knowledge society is a very, very critical task. Few months ago I had done one research, and these are some findings of my research. You can see in this figure that I had asked few questions to the teachers and student teachers. Student teachers mean those students who are going to be future teachers, who are learning in teacher education institutions. And I got the answer that if they are using technology, so 45% teachers, they are saying never. 20% teachers, they said that they use frequently, several times a week, and 35% teachers said that occasionally, once a month, they used technology for teaching learning purpose. If we see, if this is a scenario of India, I cannot say this research finding can be generalized, but this is from one of the part of Maharashtra in India, that 45% teachers have never used technology for teaching learning purpose. You go and ask few teachers, they say that we don't know. Few teachers will say we don't have technology in school, we don't have any facility in the school, our computer labs are not working, there is no facility of internet in computer lab, how we use. As students are from rural background, they don't have computer at home, they don't have internet connectivity at home, it is not possible for us. So you will get many reasons for this. But as I have given one example of one secondary school teacher of Sindhudurg district, you will come to know if teacher is passionate about teaching, there is never a barrier. So it's very, very essential to know, if you are passionate, no barrier, no limitation, no infrastructure can limit you. It's about your attitude that you want to teach students with the help of technology. And here 20% teachers, they used several times a week, and 35% occasionally once a month. So these are the findings I wanted to share with you. So as you know that there are many benefits of online teaching and learning. It's 24/7 access is there. As now this video I am recording in the night at 11:30, so there is no restriction to me that I have to do anything like on the time of a student, you can give time to student, you can go live online, you can ask students, I can pre-record my lecture, I can give it to students, I can pre-record my study material on Skype or Presentation Tube or VisIQ or any tool, any application you want. Nowadays many teachers are conducting many online meetings of students, so it is very very easy to communicate with the students with the help of technology. So convenience is one of the thing, 24/7 access you get, and no need of traveling, no need of your commuting the time guidelines, no need of searching for parking. That means you are doing it from home only. Enhanced learning is there. Research shows increased depth of understanding and retention of course content. More meaningful discussions. This is one of the important thing that we can do in online learning. And emphasis on writing skills you can do. Technology will help you to for this development of this skill. Also, there are many applications which emphasize on writing. And technology skills, obviously you will improve the technology skills of yours also and of your student also. And life skills like time management, interdependence and self-discipline is also there. Level of the playing field and interaction with the learners, it's very very one of we can say one of the important benefit. Innovative teaching you can use, student-centered approach you can use. There are many methods of teaching online. There are many ways. Many applications are coming up. Just learn and use innovation in your teaching. Improved administration, savings, maximize physical resources, outreach to the students. These are a few of the benefits. So now let us see this figure. You can see here that what is the ultimate goal of education. And always, as I'm working with teacher education institution, so we always say that what is the ultimate goal of education? So it is all-round development of a child or a student. If it is all-round development of a child, first comes that is physical development of child. That means we have to give many physical activities in teaching learning. So there are some of the part in a day is given for physical activity of a student where physical development happens, some sport activity or some PT period. Emotional development where student have to develop emotionally. Moral development we do through many lectures. Social development we do because in school, in colleges, it is always a social atmosphere where students mix with each other. They develop their interpersonal skills, they communicate with each other, they try to cope up with the society. Mental development always happens. Then behavioral development, it is one of the important aspect. I always ask my students that is behavioral development possible through online learning? Sometimes I get answer yes, sometimes I get answer no. Because how will we observe through online mode that the behavioral development of a child is done or not? So we have some tools, we have some applications to assess that. We have to find out creative and innovative ways to assess and to analyze our student that are they really developing in all these aspects. So we have to develop them in all round aspect, not in one or two. So it is very essential to know. Now let us go to the next, that is how we have to work for improving academic performance of a student through online mode. We have to make a team building is necessary, some agreements of online teaching learning, database action plan we need, implementation and evaluation, these three will go simultaneously. If we implement it properly and if we evaluate, we get good results. If we don't get good results, again we have to go to database action plan, we have to change the plan, again we have to implement. So this will go simultaneously and we have to work on it. So, and it is very essential, as you can see in this picture, that keep yourself more busy in work. Again, this image is not copyrighted, it is open access. We need to be the change we want to see happen. We are the leaders we have been waiting for, which I always believe that if we really want to make change as a future teacher, when I ask myself, when I enter in the classroom, and for example, I am taking a lecture of 40 minutes, after completion of that 40-minute session, when I come out of that classroom, I again ask myself one question, that did I made any difference in life of the students? And if I get answer no, I always say that I have no right to take payment of that day. That is my belief, friends. That is my way of thinking. So every day it is our role to make difference in life of students, and through online mode we can definitely do that. So let me tell you that I have used few references for this presentation. Here are some of the references. If you have any questions, any queries, suggestion to my presentation, if you have any ideas to the paper, it's always welcome. And I'm really thankful to the organizers and to all the participants who are now here with me. We can have some questions and answers after this presentation. And once again, I congratulate you for being that person who is really making life in the life of the students. And it's our role, being a teacher, being an academician, being an entrepreneur, being a professor in the college or university or a school teacher. So it's our role to make difference. To make difference is a underlined word. I always believe that I am here to make difference. If I am not making any difference in life of my students, I am not doing my job. So every day I have to ask this question to myself, and every day I have to improve myself. I have to learn new things every day. I have to update my knowledge, and I have to give that to my students. So that is my role. So thank you so much for being with me. Thank you.